It's All Things Considered, and I'm Dave Lawrence. We are thrilled because we have a returning guest. He was so much fun. I'm trying to remember when Maxi Priest was last on with us. When was the last time that you were in Honolulu, my brother?
I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah,
2 years ago he was on. He was on All Things Considered with us. It was a lot of fun. He's back. Say again.
You know better than I do.
It was a lot of fun we had. We were right here in this crazy chair that we're in now. We've got this kind of lowrider chair we're doing our interview in. They're at the Blue Note through Saturday night, and it's always a lot of fun to see you guys when you're here. And now it's really cool. It all comes back to love. It's a new record. I'm All Right is the first jam from it featuring Shaggy. I was taking a look at the video. So congrats on this. Tell me about when and where you wrote this kind of the music for it.
Oh my gosh. It was last year sometime. I think we really started probably the end of the year before, right? Which was like 2018. I mean, we were just working together, jamming together, and just writing as usual as artists and stuff like that. And then the story goes that Shaggy met up with Steve, the head of BMG, at a function on a weekend, and they were just talking, and then somehow or another my name came up, and Shaggy was telling him that we were in the studio recording and doing some stuff, and he said that he would like to hear it. So
just that one tune, I'm All Right?
No, there was a few tracks. I can't remember exactly the tracks that we had, but he asked if he could hear some stuff. He went down to the studio, he heard some stuff, and I guess they say the rest is history. And then we signed the deal with BMG to release this new album.
And then the recording of it, where did you do the recording itself?
Oh, at Shaggy's studio, at the ranch. Yeah, with Wayne and also Shane from out of the ranch crew. We did that in Long Island. Okay. Long Island.
So it's New York where the ranch is. Okay, I didn't know where that one was. And then how far back do you go with that cat? Because I was watching the video, which we'll talk about in a second, because the video is its own kind of story within the story. But how far back do you go with Shaggy, if you can, if there's any interesting story of when you guys first hooked up?
Long time. He actually came to me through a very good friend of mine who was his manager at the time, Livingston Brown. Robert Livingston. Robert Livingston and I used to sell records out of the back of a car in some small office about the size of the door, about here to the door.
And what city is that?
That was in London, and I had began to get successful in that, and I went to the US to tour, and Robert came up to me and he said, he had this new cat called Shaggy as a DJ, and he thinks that he would be good on my stage, to do some rapping and stuff like that for me, as you see kids outside there doing. So I said, hey, look, if you say so, bring him on, because we go back so far. I came to the rehearsals, and from there we took him on the road. He was out on the road with me, touring Brazil, and they put out the song "Oh Carolina." That went straight into the charts in England, in the pop charts in England. And I remember he came to me and he said, I got this song blowing up right now in England in the charts, and he'd like to go back and do Top of the Pops. We were in the middle of a tour, and I just kind of got, hey, you got to do your thing, kid. Wish you all the best. And again, they say the rest is history.
Well, it's an incredible new. I mean, that's a great story, and some really funny parts of that story too. But when dialing back to that video, which I mentioned, video is kind of cool. If folks haven't seen the "I'm Alright" video, new video from Maxi Priest featuring Shaggy, you're doing some acting in that. It's a very dramatic beginning. So if you can, kind of, because it's radio too, and a lot of folks maybe haven't seen it, share some memories of filming it, and maybe describe what takes place in the video.
I mean, the kind of vibe that me and Shaggy have, it's like, somebody kicks off a lead and the next one just bounces and follows. That's just the kind of rapport that we have. It was amazing doing the album. The whole day went really smooth. It was very enjoyable. It was like a party, because everybody else that participated in it just felt like a whole house party. We done the video in a bar in New York. I can't remember exactly the name of the bar.
Is that where that club is too? The club is in New York where you play the show?
Yeah. So everybody, it was just like a whole club scene in the middle of the day, from the morning that we recorded all the way up until the evening.
But it has this whole gangster thing. You guys are talking in the beginning. There's this like threat. Somebody's going to come down there. It's acting. It's like a movie when it starts, like The Godfather or something. And then there's people chasing, and FBI guys chasing somebody through your concert.
Yeah, we had a few different concepts about how to approach the song, and because there's various different meanings to the song. Right. I don't really care what anybody wants to say. I'm all right. I don't care what you do to me. I'm all right. And the one of the guys in the producers of the video came up with this concept to say, well then, look, we want to do it like you guys are two gangsters, and the cops are running after us, and basically. We had probably done a move, and we didn't really give a damn about what anybody said or whatever. But we were hustling, we were doing our thing, and that was really the concept of the first part of the video, and then it just went into the song.
And then when you see it, though, what's really cool about it is it's kind of like, I love movies that end where you don't quite know what happened, and that's kind of how the video ends.
Yeah, because and that was deliberate as well, because it was like, even when you write songs, you gotta kind of leave a little space for surprise, imagination, right. I guess, and allow people to kind of run away with a groove and just, think of it how you wish to, how it affects you, how it works for you, what makes you happy,
I love that. We leave some room for imagination, which is like how a lot of good books are. And like I said, I kind of really get off when that's in a movie, because movies usually have a little less imagination than the book. They have a little bit more of a finality. But you said another phrase in there, which on a more serious note, I was taking a look at your social media, and I saw that, and again, it's Maxi Priest. He's through Saturday night at the Blue Note, our very special guest today on the show, speaking to him in his dressing room after night one. You were in Jamaica, spending it looks like the holiday time there, and there was the Treasure Beach Angelfish baskets. Now these relate to fighting pollution, which is something I guess the entire world, we all are galvanized behind now.
Cool. And I'm really glad you mentioned that. I went there and I met up with one of the guys that participated in creating the idea for Jamaica. And I just truly loved the whole situation, and I just thought, it wasn't that I was involved in it in that sense, but it hit me the way that you just said, is that it affects all of us. People don't realize that throwing these plastic bottles and stuff like that, they disintegrate into small little molecules, and the fish eat it. And then we, in return, eat the fish. Now that's just kind of common sense that, we're hurting ourselves,
Not to mention all the animals along the way and the environment.
Absolutely, but at least if you can if you can at least let somebody understand that you're affecting yourself.
Right, you're right, because different people get off on different parts of it, and some people are only, and that's a very important part.
Yeah, because if you're no longer here, then the fish or the animals ain't going to be affected anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was just a point to kind of let people kind of see that you are affecting yourself. Then maybe you can take some consideration for everybody else or everything else.
And for the folks who haven't gone on your Facebook and your Twitter to see these, describe, because again, it's radio, and I'll describe if you can't do it really good, but describe what these things are that I'm talking about. These it was on Treasure Beach, Angelfish baskets filled with plastic.
Basically, it's like metal casing made up in the shape of a fish, and then it's got its mouth open, and basically you just throw all your plastic bottles in it, and it just helps to help the environment, the sea, and help ourselves.
Such a great thing you're putting that out there, dude. I can't high five you or hug you enough that you're doing that, because all the animals out there, all the turtles and seals and birds, we'd be giving you love right now for it. But there were also photos of your sister. One of the cool things about you come from a huge family. You are the 8th of 9 kids. Do I have that right?
8th of 9, yeah.
All right, so I have it right. So, and one of the cool things is, like, you have, if you go on Maxi Priest's social media, you see a lot of references to his children too. It's a very endearing side to you, which I don't know if everyone has taken the time. And when you see it, it kind of breaks down a lot of barriers. You don't really maybe look at you the same way. You feel very family-esque, like you're part of someone's own family. For example, photos of your sister Rose tending her orchids. Where were those great photos taken?
In St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. I love my family. I love my brothers and sisters and my family, and then the world to me is my extended family. So I love the world, you know what I'm saying? So it's not just about my immediate family, it's about all of us, At the end of the day, we're human beings, and we're very fickle, here today, gone tomorrow kind of thing,
And as we go to wrap it up, on that note, you guys, 9 kids, growing up in Lewisham, am I saying it right?
Yeah, Lewisham.
Heart of London.
Southeast London, yeah.
Southeast London. So you're growing up there, and from what I was doing a little studying about this, because I lost my mom in 2013, so sometimes when I see that other people have had a profound impact on their life from their mom, like my mom introduced me to the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Jimi Hendrix, so many things. We saw concerts together. I'm thinking of you and this incredible career you've had. You have children. You're constantly singing their praises and saying happy birthday to them on their social media. You have such a good life. When it started, you were in a church learning gospel music from your mom, and I gotta believe this has played a huge role in the cat that we have today and a lot of this messaging that you've offered throughout our interview.
Most definitely. I think that every child should begin their life going to some church, and it doesn't really matter what denomination of church you go to. I just think that it sets a good foundation for every child to be able to understand right from wrong, and also have a sense of belonging and faith, more than anything, faith, because so many people are weak with lack of faith, and afraid to kind of make a move. And what you have to truly understand is that, in order to progress, you have to be able to be in a space of, I can make a mistake, but I'm strong enough to carry on. You know what I'm saying?
Like that Chumbawamba song, I get back up.
Oh, big time, and also when you rise, you look back and put out a hand so that somebody else can come. You know what I'm saying? And I guess, that's how I was brought up. And I'm not perfect or anything like that, but it just gives me some groundation.
Are there any of those gospel tunes that still resonate in your mind? As I was thinking of as we go out today, is there any, or there, when you think of the times you would stand there and sing that stuff, is there one that's still in your mind?
Many.
You drop one on us?
My God is real, real in my soul. My God is real, for he has cleansed and made me whole. His love for me would never grow old. My God is real, for I can feel it in my soul.
It's Maxi Priest. He's through tomorrow here at the Blue Note. He's doing shows through Saturday night, and just being such a great cat today, spreading a message of positivity, singing a little with his beautiful voice for us here on All Things Considered. I hope you had fun, my brother. I really appreciate your time, and this is a very special time we've had together.
It's always an honor and a pleasure to talk to you. You are a very good, very, very good DJ. God bless you.
God bless you too, brother.
Cool.